Hey there, it's Jake from GeoTargetly, and in this tutorial I will show you how you can show location-specific prices of your products or of your product on your page using GeoTargetly, specifically what we're calling our Geo Currency feature. But before I get into the setup, let's spend a second discussing why you even would like to do that. So basically, recently I saw a very good seminar held by Paddle on why you should be customizing your prices to fit different locations or different locales, different countries. And they mentioned two things there. And sorry, before I dive further, I just want to let you know that we're in no way associated with Paddle. I'm mentioning it here because I really think it was a good piece of content. And basically, what they're mentioning there is that you should be geo customizing your prices due to two reasons. First being that you will make it easier for your customers to reach a decision if they see the price of your products in their local currency. And secondly, your customers have different inclination of paying for your products based on where their location is. For example, West Europeans and people in US might be willing to pay you more for the product as people in East Europe and so on and so forth. So that's why we introduced the feature that I mentioned, which is called GeoCurrency. And to give you an idea of how it looks like, what it does is I'll show you how it works on our pricing page on GeoTargetly. So if you go to pricing, you will see that there are prices displayed on our pricing page. And you can see that as due to the fact that I'm in Czech Republic, I'm seeing the prices in euros because it's a European country. Having said that, should I open a VPN and change my location to, let's say, United States, you can see that if I refresh the page, you will see the prices in dollars. And basically, GeoTargetly primarily bills in dollars and therefore displays its prices in dollars. And to tell the truth, most of our customers are from US. But once again, if I turn off the VPN, because I'm in Czech Republic, we display the euro values. Having said that, there is the option for the user to see the original value over there by hovering. So this is what GeoCurrency does, and if you're interested in doing something like that, let's take a look at how you can set it up in GeoTargetly. First up, you will need to log in into your GeoTargetly account, and do not worry if you do not have one. You can just click on try 14 days free to create one. We offer a 14-day free trial without any need to input your credit card info or anything else, and you have access to all of our features with unlimited quota. So once you log in, this is what you will be greeted with. And basically, in order to set up GeoCurrency, either go to GeoCurrency in the sidebar, or you can just click Add to Site in the dashboard or products page of the application. So we'll just do that. When you get there, first up, name your setup something reasonable. Let's say EU pricing. And then what you need to do on the first step is you need to specify the page that GeoCurrency should be triggered on. For that, we will be going with the pricing page. And basically, most of the times your pricing will be available on either one or just a few pages. So in this case, I suggest you use either the second or the third option here. I will be going with the third as I want to run it only on a specific page. But should you want to run it on more pages or on all pages of your website, there are other options to do that. So you input the URL, then you need to specify what currency your site is in originally. So for us, it's United States dollars. And finally, you need to work out what HTML elements your prices sit in, so that we know content of which elements should be changed. The way to discover that is by going into Inspect elements, and you can just hover over the element. And in our case, the element is one price tag. That's what needs to change. So you just input it here. If you want to change the currency in more than one element, you can input more elements. They would just be comma separated. But as I'm changing it in just one element, because all of the price elements have the same class, I just need to input one over here. Moving onwards, on the second step, you need to set up locations. And what I want to do is I want to, let's say, do two things. I want to change the I want to change the currency for all the European countries to euro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name the location segment Europe, and in the location rules, what I'll do is I'll select if the continent or region is equal to Europe, I will then trigger a currency change. So in the currency selection, you have two options to choose from. You can automatically convert currencies based on visitor location. What this means is that each visitor coming into your site will have the currency change to their currency, such as I don't know, if a person from UK comes in, it would be pounds. If it's from Czech Republic, it would be Czech crowns. Or if for this whole location segment you want to trigger a change to the same currency, which is what I'm after over here, I could use this, the second option, and then I would find euro. Let's say that for other countries, then Europe, I would like to trigger the change also, but the change should be done differently. For example, using the second option over here. In order to do that, I need to add more location segments, and let's say that I want to trigger the second change for Asia. And let's say that once again, I'll go ahead and add Asia over here, and I'll keep the first option, which is automatically convert currency based on visitor location. So for each country out of this list, the currency will be changed to the currency relevant for that specific country. In case you would like to also run geocurrency on all other countries defined in the not defined in the manually set up location segments, all you need to do is open the all other location segments, turn it on, and select whether you want to convert it all to the same currency or automatically choose the currency. But let's say I don't want to do that, and let's say that I decided against using it for Asia. Let's just do Europe, and that's pretty much the setup. It's as simple as this. Having said that, I also wanted to show you one more thing, which is how you can target. The country-based targeting is not the only thing that we offer. You can also target based on states or regions, such as states of the US, cities, then point on a map, so latitude and longitude plus a radius around that. And we also offer targeting by IP address or IP address range, but I want to keep it to countries right now, so the whole of Europe. Perfect. The next thing to do would be to click the next button, and this gets you to the advanced settings. In the advanced settings, you can trigger allow listing, and basically if you have people who should not be seeing the changed currencies, and if you know IP addresses of these people, you just provide the list of IP addresses or IP address ranges over here, and that will tell GeoTargetly not to trigger the change of the currency for the devices using these IP addresses when entering your page. Then if I click next, I'm led to the last step, which is the tracking code, and over here I just need to hit save, and this will generate the tracking code that needs to be implemented into your site. When it comes to the implementation, I will show you the implementation in Webflow because that's the CMS that we use, but the implementation in the other CMSs is very similar, I would say, and quite straightforward. So basically what the guidelines tell me to do is take this script and put it before the closing body tag of the HTML of my site. So what I'll do is I'll copy it to clipboard, and then I have two options how to input it into my site. I can either trigger it across all pages of the site and then let GeoTargetly decide for which pages it should be actually executed upon, or I can input it into the specific site that I want to trigger it on. So for Webflow, what you'll do is if you go into Webflow and if you find your page, under there, if you go into settings, you'll find custom code, and in the custom code you need to put it into the footer code section, which is before the closing body tag. But that's not what I want to do. I want to input it into a specific page, which is just the pricing page, and for that you need to go into the designer in Webflow and you need to navigate to the page. So I'm on the pricing page, hit the cogwheel over here, and you need to input it into the before the closing body tag. And I already went ahead and created the same exact setup as I just walked you through. I pasted it here, saved and published it to production, which is what I showed you at the beginning of the video. So I'm not gonna be hitting publish right now because it's already there. And to show you that if I exit it, you can see that there's a second setup in my account, which is called example geocurrency, and it's already pulling some page views. So basically, when I get to the page now, what I'm seeing is the changed currency, and hopefully this is all. This is the setup. But in case you are having problems, if you think you implemented the code and it's not triggering on your page, there are several ways to test for that. First test that I also always recommend to our customers is testing based on whether the tracking code actually got loaded on your page. And in order to do that is you will navigate to your page. Once again, you will go into developer tools or inspect, and you will find the network tab. And into the network tab, you will type geocurrency ID. This might seem arbitrary, but I'll explain why. So if you go back into the setup of your geocurrency config, and if you go into the code section, you can see that what we're triggering on your page is calling to a different domain and a specific page and specific ID. So basically, I'm just taking this geocurrency ID, which is a part of the tracking code, and I'm typing that into the search bar. And once I paste it there and I hit refresh, what I'm going to see is whether a geotargetly code of geocurrency type is being triggered on your page. If it is, you can see that it should be returning a status, which is 200 OK. And finally, you can also see that there is a ID of that code. For the one that's being triggered on my page is the -OPEC, and I can check whether that's the correct one. And as you can see, -OPECV. So that's the correct one. Now I know that it's currently triggering. But then you might want to test whether the page actually behaves differently, because the code might be triggered correctly, but you might have, for example, inputted the class wrongly, and the change of the currency is not being triggered. In order to test that, you have two options. First being, you can do that via VPN. So I know that I'm currently in Czech Republic, so without VPN, I'm seeing the prices in euros, which is correct. So that should be all right. But as I showed you, if I use a VPN to log in from United States, if I refresh, I should not be seeing the changed prices. So that's all working fine. And the last way to test is what we're calling test mode, which is our built-in option to simulate any location on top of your IP address. So for that, you need to first determine what your IP address is. We have a free tool for that, which you can find under here in free tools, my IP geolocation, or you can just click over here in the setup, and that will tell you what your IP address is tied to. And with that, you can return to the setup, you input your IP address, and you simulate the location. So let's say, I don't know, United Kingdom. And if you hit on and save, that will trigger the simulation of the location for that specific location. Now, if I return over here and hit refresh, I should not be seeing this, I guess, because I'm not sure whether UK is a part of this list. And it is, so it should be triggering. So give me a second. Let's just double check what's happening here. It might be the case that the VPN is taking precedence over here, but should I input my personal IP address here, it should be triggering. But I don't want to do that due to privacy reason. I don't want to disclose my IP address in the video. So that's the test mode. Once you're done with the test mode, you can just turn it off, hit save, and that's all taken care of. Cool. Now there are just two more things to share, which is how can you see how much page views your geocurrency setup is consuming, and a second being the resources for the setup. So in order to learn how much page views your setup is consuming, you'll need to go into analytics over here under the specific setup, and over here you can see that how many page views were consumed by the setup, and also for a specific segment, how many page views was this. In case you had more than one segment, you would see it over here triggering or consuming more page views. Also, it's important to tell, like, if you're if you're struggling to see the geocurrency being triggered on your page, it might be due to you running out of page view quota. And in order to see how much page view quota you have left, you just need to go into the subscription tab over here, and you can see how much page views is left, how much you consumed in a given period, and so on and so forth. This is a testing account, so don't mind the amounts and volumes over here. Cool. So that's the how to set it up, how to troubleshoot it. And if you're still having issues, you can get in touch with us in order to get some more help about how to set up a geocurrency. The easiest way is to use our chat support on the page, which you can find over here in the right bottom side. And you can either reach live to us via this chat, or you can send us an email to support@geotargetly.com. And also, if you feel more like going through our documentation, you can go to our homepage. And on the homepage, if you go into resources and docs, that gets you to this list of documentation that we have. And for geocurrency, you can either get to our help page by any of these links or a quick start guide. So the help page looks like this. There's different sections in which everything is described, how to choose the web page or domain you run it on, how you select the currencies and the elements of your page, how you implement it, and all of that. And if you would like to have some sort of a visual reference, but not a video, we have a quick start guide in which we show you how to set up a geocurrency. Pretty much what I'm doing right now, just in a slideshow format. Finally, one more thing that I wanted to show you is, in case once you're setting up geocurrency, either GeoTargetly as a whole or just the feature looks different to what I was showing in the video, it most likely would be due to the fact that we are trying to continually improve our service by introducing new features and sub-features. And in order for you to work out what changes were made in the meantime, I invite you to go onto our page once again, and under resources, go into roadmap. And in the roadmap, you can see what we're currently working on, what's planned and what's completed. Or you can go under updates, and in the updates, you can see basically what were the recent releases that we did, and you can find all the new information there. I think that's everything that I have prepared for you, but I would really love to hear from you what your thoughts are about geocurrency, whether there's anything more that we should be implementing for it. So please let me know either in the comment below or by writing to support@geotargetly.com. And with that, all that remains for me to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll have a great day.